Praise be. The Mustang's now available in New Zealand in right-hand drive. Now, unfortunately, Ford were all out of convertible EcoBoost automatics. So I had to go for the GT 5-litre V8 manual. Makes the right noises, that's for sure. The GT Fastback manual we're driving today is priced at $74,880. So what do you get? A Coyote 5-litre engine, 4,951 cc's of American iron. In fact, it's not really iron, it's an all-alloy engine, aluminium block and aluminium heads. It's a double overhead cam engine with variable valve timing, so it's reasonably high-tech. That V8 engine delivers 306 kilowatts of peak power. It's red-lined at 6,500 RPM, and peak torque is 530 Newton meters. So it's got some good numbers behind it. Ford quote a 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 4.8 seconds. There's your 100. The gearbox is a very nice 6-speed, and it's got a lovely short throw, lovely short gear lever here. And what I like is that your arm can sit nicely on the center console and just pull it back, particularly into 2nd, 4th and 6th with just a wrist movement. The clutch is quite heavy, I suppose you would say. It's no chore. I've been using it in town and in commutes and things, and yeah, you're definitely driving a manual with a reasonably weighty clutch, but it's no real bind, it's no real, burden. The pedals aren't ideally placed for heel and toe driving in this 3-pedal version. There's a bit of a stretch from the brake pedal to the accelerator. Got Brembos up front and no-name calipers at the back. And those brakes actually are a little bit over-servoed, I find, particularly in town where the initial bite off the brake pedal can be quite aggressive. So I've taken a little bit of calibrating to adjust to that. The car pulls really high gears from really low engine revs, which makes it quite relaxing to drive. Feel like on a Kiwi road. We're on a pretty tight and twisty road here, and there's no denying the car is big. You sit quite low, quite a long way towards the rear of the car, so you've got a large expanse of metal out the front there. But they've made it nice and appealing because they're giving you these kind of 2 little ridge lines, one right in front of the driver, that kind of help center your concentration on where you're aiming. And I don't feel at all intimidated by the size of the car. It seems very easy to place. The steering is very accurate. There's 3 different steering settings you can have. There's a Sport, which is kind of a bit heavily weighted. There's a Comfort, which is overly assisted. And then there's the normal default setting, which is where I'm leaving it. And that seems to do a pretty good job of allowing you to get a nice positioning of the car accurately on the road. It's an electric system, of course, so it doesn't provide a whole bunch of feel, a whole bunch of feedback, but there's certainly no doubt as to the accuracy of it and the sure-footedness of the car. The suspension is finally fully independent, and my initial impressions of driving on relatively ordinary back roads in the back of Kiwi land, that's a definite bonus because the car rides really nicely. The car is pretty well specified. It's got good seats, nice leather seats, which have got a perforated finish to them. They're heated and they're cooled, and it's got, high intensity discharge headlights. It's got LED tail lights which look fabulous, Mustang scuff plates on the door sills which illuminate at night, and another little trick at night is the puddle lamps when you get in or get out of the car. But I know all this talk of perforated leather seats with cooling and high intensity discharge headlamps is not really what you're about with a Mustang. What you really want to know is, how does it sound? Few little weird idiosyncrasies inside the cabin. The speedometer has the words ground speed and the tachometer has revolutions per minute written out in full script as well. A little unnecessary. The handbrake is a long way away on the left hand side of the transmission tunnel, and you're kind of pulling it up and, you know, out. Now I know one thing you're all desperately keen to know about is, what's it like in the back? Well, it's pretty bloody awful actually. You could sit in here, but the main thing is it's this compromised headroom, and it's actually quite claustrophobic, so I want to get out of here. Mummy, Mummy, let me out of here. I like seeing the haunches in the rear vision mirror on both sides, that sort of flared wheel arch haunch over the back wheels. That's really cool. It feels like you're driving inside a muscle car. It's still a little bit old school. In fact, I'll show you how old school it is. They still give you an ashtray that you can pop into the cup holder for the smokers. And in fact, even better than that, there's still a cigarette lighter, actually marked as a cigarette lighter. Ooh, I haven't checked out how the horn sounds. That's a big thing. Nice. Dual tone horns. Some manufacturers can learn a lot from that. Some of the muscle cars around have a single tone beep beep horn, and they're just not horn enough for a car with a V8 engine. You feel cooler, you look cooler, and you just are cooler in a Mustang. It's just so much better than it's ever been before, and it's well worthy of the attention that it's grabbing around the streets. And I can understand why people are lining up to buy this car. So if you're contemplating getting a Mustang, joining that 8 or 9 month wait list, I can confirm it's well worth the wait.